What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to Rivers Talk Sports. This is a full Green Bay Packers 7-round mock draft. No trades, but beware, this might be the most Green Bay Packers-like draft that probably can happen in the upcoming 2025 NFL Draft. So without further ado, let's hop into the video. So Packers fans, just like myself, when we do mock drafts, we are going defense in the first round, maybe a sprinkle of wide receivers in the first round, but we're all drafting defensive linemen in the first round, edge, cornerback, and maybe wide receivers here and there. But we all know how Brian Gutenkunst operates. Whenever we have a draft crush, he does not select them. Whenever we go left, he seems to go right. And I would not be surprised while we are mocking defensive players in the first round, him going offensive line again in back-to-back years would probably not shock me. Here's why. If you look at the depth chart, there is no backup to Rasheed Walker. We do not know how much confidence the Packers have with Rasheed Walker long-term. He is in his final year of his rookie deal. Brian Gutekunst did say that he does expect Jordan Morgan to compete at left tackle. Let's be completely freaking honest. Jordan Morgan is not going to beat out a healthy Rasheed Walker at left tackle. So Rasheed Walker is going to win that left tackle. And me personally, I think the Packers do view Jordan Morgan as a guard at the next level. I do not think that they see him as a left tackle in the NFL, especially with his arm length and the amount of times that he's been competing at the right guard position. They're probably expecting Jordan Morgan to turn out like a Zach Martin. He got drafted as a tackle, played right guard at the NFL level. I do not see Jordan Morgan long-term as a left tackle, and Brian Gutekunst does not want to tell us straight up that he drafted a guard in the first round. Like I said, Rasheed Walker is in his final year of his rookie deal. Whether Rasheed Walker gets hurt or we lose him in free agency, I can see Brian Gutekunst wanting a pro-ready left tackle in the upcoming draft and draft a left tackle in the first round and protect Jordan Love's blind side for the next 5 to 10 years. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and select Josh Simmons at pick 23. If Josh Simmons did not get hurt at Ohio State this past season, he is easily a top 10 pick. But if his medicals do check out and he is there at pick 23, and he most recently did get a visit to the Green Bay Packers during the top 30 draft visits, it does look like Josh Simmons is on the board for the Green Bay Packers. Packers like draft, we're going to go ahead and select Josh Simmons at pick 23. I know we want defense first round. For some odd reason, I just feel like we're going offensive tackle in round. I just don't know why, but we're going to select Josh Simmons in round 1. Round 2, since we took care of the trenches on the offensive line, I can see us going trench round 2. It is such a deep draft class in terms of defensive linemen and edge rushers. He does not take care of this in the first round in this mock draft. We'll definitely take care of it in round 2 here. Let's go ahead and look at defensive tackles. And we are going to select TJ Sanders at pick 54. He was probably one of the top leaders in PFF in terms of true pass sets, rush rate, win rate. He was probably one of the top PFF leaders in terms of his production as a defensive lineman. He also most recently had a top 30 visit to the Green Bay Packers, I believe, last Friday. He is definitely someone that's on the board. Kenny Clark may not return to the team next year. They did not pick up the extension for Devontae Wyatt. We do need to apply pressure with 4 men down on the defensive line. We do need to think long-term at the defensive line if Clark and Wyatt do not come back. I do love TJ Sanders here at pick 54. We're going to go ahead and select a defensive tackle for the future. I think going trench pick round 1 and 1-2 is definitely possible for the Green Bay Packers in the upcoming draft. All right, here we are, round 3, pick 87. I think we can either go cornerback. We got our cornerback options. I can also see us going wide receiver here. The one option that I do like here, I do like Torrey Horton out of Colorado State. In 2022, he was pretty much Colorado State's deep threat wide receiver in that room. I believe he was averaging about 16 yards per reception. And I believe the offensive scheme started to change a bit in 2023 and 2024. But he can provide some inside-out versatility. He did get hurt this past college season, but the great thing about Torrey Horton is that he was able to get ready for the NFL Combine, ran the same 40-yard dash as Luther Burton, and I'm pretty sure he ran the same 10-yard split as Jaden Higgins. I do see Torrey Horton being a great fit for the Green Bay Packers. The Packers do have 4 wide receivers hitting free agency next year, and 2 of them is Christian Watson and Romeo Doubs. We do not know if they will be back next year, but we do need to add more playmakers. We do need to think long-term at the wide receiver spot. I am a huge fan of Torrey Horton. Like I said, very versatile. He was used as a deep threat intermediate routes, crosser routes, shallow routes. He does have route versatility. So I do love Torrey Horton here in round 3. Believe he'll be a great fit for this room. And besides, fun fact, he was Romeo Dobbs' teammate in Nevada, I believe in 2021. But Torrey Horton, you are a Green Bay Packers in round 3. Let's go ahead and see what the board is looking like in round 4. All right, and here we are in round 4, pick 124. We went offensive tackle, defensive tackle, got wide receiver. The next position that I can probably see us taking care of probably in round 4, probably early day 3, is the cornerback position. And I do like Quincy Riley, cornerback out of Louisville. This is a position that I do see the Packers prioritizing in the 2025 NFL draft. I do think that Jaire Alexander will still get traded. And even if he's on the team, he'll probably get traded before next season's trade deadline. Another thing with Nate Hobbs is pretty much Nate Hobbs has pretty much missed the same amount of games as Jaire within the past 4 seasons. So that's another concern that we have about the Nate Hobbs. Can he stay finally healthy this upcoming season? But we still need to add cornerback competition. We still need to add cornerback depth. I think selecting Quincy Riley, who pretty much has the weight, pretty much has the height to be a great fit for the Green Bay Packers. Very versatile in terms of man coverage, zone coverage. Might need to add more strength if he has to go against physical wide receivers. But overall, I do see Quincy Riley being a nice cornerback addition to the Green Bay Packers. We'll go ahead and select Quincy Riley, round 4 at pick 124. We are round 5, pick 159. We have yet to select an edge in this draft, and I know Brian Gutenkunst does have a lot of hope and Lucas Van Ness to take that year 3 breakout, and they still have Rashawn Gary on the team, but I think at some point we have to select at least an edge in this draft. And if we look at the edge position, the one person that I'm really eyeing here, and I would be very surprised if he's here in round 5, I think the Packers should select Jared Ivey and run that card in. Let's go ahead and look at his player information. 6'5". Packers love nice, tall edge rushers. 274 pounds. He meets that weight threshold that the Green Bay Packers look for in an edge rusher. And then look at his player information. Has an impressive pass rush plan. His heavy feet limit his ceiling, but overall can run through opponent's chest with his long arms, and he can also win on the inside and outside. I think it would be a great fit to this edge rushing room. And if you look at the Green Bay Packers after this upcoming season, believe the Packers have 5 edge rushers heading free agency. Definitely need to boost up that core for the long term. And I think Jared Ivey could probably see some snaps this upcoming season. I say we go ahead and finally select an edge in this draft. Jared Ivey at round 5. Round 6, pick 198. This is where I can see the Green Bay Packers double dipping at certain positions, right? We could double dip at the cornerback, edge, defensive tackle, or even wide receiver position. I still think it is crucial to add more competition and double dip at the wide receiver position. Let's go ahead and look at our wide receivers here. And we have Caden Prather, and I would probably be selecting him at this spot. 6'3", 204 pounds, combined size with agility, excelling in spatial awareness, and physicality to make contested catches. He is a field stretcher. He could probably be like the MVS on our team, but I still think that it is crucial to start revamping this wide receiver core. We do not know if all 4 wide receivers will return to the team after this upcoming season. Watson will be out for some time. Dobbs has been dealing with some concussion issues, but I still think that it is crucial for the Green Bay Packers to double dip at the wide receiver position, start adding more playmakers, think long-term at that group. We're going to have that Torrey Horton and Prather double dip here. Round 7, pick 237. We double dipped at the wide receiver position, and I think it is very crucial to double dip at the defensive tackle position. We need to think long-term at that group, apply consistent pressure, get after the quarterback with 4 men down the field, and if Clark and Devontae Wyatt are gone after this upcoming season, we need a good pairing with TJ Sanders. We'll go ahead and select Patrick Jenkins out of Tulane. 6'1", 287 pounds. TCU transfer known for his quickness and pass rushing ability. I think we need defensive tackles that have pass rushing ability. Seems to be a under the radar type prospect, and that's pretty much what Gutenkunst loves. I feel like he seems to hit big on day 3 prospects, and I can see him being an underrated defensive tackle for this group. He may not be, 300 plus, but if you have pass rushing ability and you're a defensive tackle, come on over to our room on the defensive line. We'll go ahead and get an under-the-radar prospect. And last but not least, round 7, pick 250. This is the final pick for the Green Bay Packers in the upcoming 2025 NFL Draft. We double dipped at wide receiver, double dip at defensive tackle. I can see the Packers double dipping again, But at the position that I see is the edge position. And something that I mentioned earlier in this video, the Packers have about 5 edge rushers hitting free agency after this upcoming season. And we do not know if all of them are going to come back, but we need to add more juice. We need to add more heat, and we need to find another prospect that just has relentless pursuit to get after the quarterback. And I think it is crucial to at least double dip at the edge position. And the one prospect that seems to fit that bill is Ahmed Hassanin, edge out of Boise State, 6'2", 267 pounds, dynamic defensive lineman known for his explosive athleticism and relentless pursuit of the quarterback. We need edge rushers to have relentless pursuit after the quarterback. The pass rush was not there last year, and if we want to help out our pass defense, we need to get home and get after the quarterback. We need to double dip defensive tackle, double dip at the edge position. We need to add more heat at applying pressure. We're going to go ahead and select Ahmed Hassanin with the final pick. And there you have it. This is my 7-round Green Bay Packers mock draft for the upcoming 2025 NFL draft. But don't you worry, this is not my final 7-round mock draft for the Packers. I will do different variations prior to draft day, but this is a draft that I can see Brian Gutenkunst going, especially going tackle in the first round. Honestly, that probably would not surprise me, but let me know what you think in the comment sections below. You can even give me a draft grade, but overall, let me know your thoughts in the comment sections below. Thank you so much, and catch you guys next time.